Well, welcome to the 2023 Discmania 303 Open, presented by CTP Discs. This is the pre-event press conference. I'm Matt Rothstein with the PDGA. We're here with Deann Carey. Deann, welcome to Denver. You're coming right from Jonesboro. Mm-hmm. How was your travel across the country?
Long, but it was good. I think we split it up into 2 days. So we got here Monday evening. So it wasn't too bad.
Now, you've had a really solid season by your standards. How are you feeling coming out of the first major of the year, probably at least a quarter of the season behind you?
Pretty good. Every week and every day my game is like I'm learning a little bit more and more and just trying to really dial in everything, but it's coming along.
Now you're hitting this tournament. This is not a pro stop, not a pro tour stop, but in between pro tour stops. What kind of opportunity does this represent for you to play an event where you're not in maybe as deep of a field that you're used to week in and week out?
Well, biggest thing is it's a throw pink qualifier for me. So I got my spot here last year. So this is definitely a good spot to try to get that and try to take down an A tier.
Now, have you had a chance to check out the course since you've been in town?
Yes, we have. I absolutely love all of the changes. It plays a lot better this year, in my opinion.
Now, Kyle, the tournament director, told us that he had made some effort to really tailor the FPO layout with the appropriate pars and make each hole meaningful. How important is that to you to see tournament directors really making that sort of effort?
It's very important because, like he said, in the past we played the men's layout and it's just not, could be a fun course, good course, but it's not really that good for FPO scoring separation like he was saying, because you want to see a good bit under par for the men. So wouldn't you want to see the same for the women? But I enjoy it. It's really good.
Now, what are your goals for the weekends? Are you looking at this like any tournament, or are you looking at it as an opportunity to maybe retool your game for when you hit back on the tour?
I'm going into this one with the same mindset of everyone. Do my best, and hopefully by the end of it, I'll be the 303 champion.
Love it. I'm going to pass you over to Derek.
Hello, Deann. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Derek with Gatekeeper Media. I just had one quick question. Matt kind of touched upon it about some of the driving forces that you have playing these A tiers that are not on tour necessarily, but I'd love to go a little bit more in depth about that in terms of, now with Pro Tour points being so much more valuable and really, chipping away at accumulating as many as you can, what are some of the deciding factors that go into not just this event, but other A tiers that you're passing along the way?
We have a few A tiers that we really enjoy playing, this being one of them. We absolutely love Colorado, love the courses around here. And so we keep the ones that we've played in the past in mind, and if it works in with our schedule, then we definitely want to play them. But also, a lot of people are taking off weeks, and we're here still playing tournaments, still being in that tournament mindset, and not having that break, I feel, also helps going into the other DGPT events because you're still on that tournament edge, and you get that practice too.
Yeah, that was actually my next point was, how do you weigh the balances between the rest week versus staying on edge, like you said, so that, you already answered that pretty well. But that's all I have for you, and we really appreciate you being here.
Awesome. Thank you.
We're here with two-time national collegiate champion from the University of Missouri, Alexis Kerman.
Hello.
Alexis, welcome to the 303 Open.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
So we know you well from these two collegiate championships. Let's just go back to those for a minute and talk about that event and those experiences as a launching point for now this disc golf journey that you're on.
Definitely. So I quit my job. I was working full-time in Jefferson City for the Parks and Recreation Department and outdoor recreation, and I was just like, I needed a change in my life, and at that time I was getting into disc golf, and I was also, afforded the opportunity to go back and get my master's in natural resources, studying parks and recreation. So because of that and the ability to do that, I was like, oh, well, I'm back in college. When I was an undergrad, disc golf, like the club did not exist. I played ultimate frisbee. And so I was like, Renee Beasley, who was my disc golf collegiate partner, reached out to her. She played women's league in Columbia, Missouri. I was like, hey, you want to, maybe do college disc golf together? And she was on board, I was on board, and we made it happen. And here we are 2 years later with 2 team national title wins.
Well, that's fantastic.
Thanks.
And I know you have had at least 3 tour events under your belt this year.
Yes.
Would you consider yourself on tour?
I'm like halfway on tour, I would say, because I'm not going to the West Coast, so I'm missing in Europe, so I feel like I'm missing that big chunk of it. But yeah, I went out to Vegas, then down to Texas and did Waco, Texas States, and then I just went to Jonesboro, and then I'm planning to do Des Moines, DDO, MAO, KC Wide Open, Ledgestone, just doing what I can do to help set myself up for next year, learning, growing, all of that kind of stuff.
Well, in these 3 events that you've played on the tour this year, what have you learned? How have you grown in those?
Yeah, I think there's just so many things that you learn. It's so hard to pinpoint one thing. I think the biggest thing is, believing in yourself and learning to grow within yourself and within, this sport that I'm playing. So, it's so hard to be, I'm now playing at the highest level you can play at, right? And so making that jump is difficult sometimes, especially mentally. So I'm learning consistency and how to stay consistent both mentally and within the skill that I am currently developing. So, there's always new things. Coming out to Colorado has been a learning experience in itself. I've never played at this elevation before. So, but it's been fun. And so as I think learning how to balance all of the new things that you experience as you go onto the pro tour and taking that and going with the flow.
So coming to this higher elevation, maybe seeing this course for the first time, have you got a chance to go out and check out the layout?
Yes, I've gone out 3.5 times, I think. I'll go back out and play a little more after this. So it's funny, I didn't know what kind of elevation change would be right here in Denver, and the course has that, which I think is great because it's not just flat open shots. It challenges different skill sets and that kind of stuff. So it's just been learning to how my discs are going to fly out here and adjusting to that, but it's been good.
Now this is an A-tier event, and coming from the Pro Tour, slightly smaller field, what kind of opportunity do you see this as to play in a different environment than you maybe have been playing mostly this year?
Yeah, because I'm not on tour full time, I want to go to A-tiers that I have a chance at placing better at. I know I'm not placing on the tour right now, which is fine. Again, I'm there to learn. So A-tiers are an opportunity to prove really to myself that there's a reason you're making that jump. You can be competitive. Let's go out there and be competitive because you can. So.
And what are you looking to accomplish this weekend? What would you consider to be a good result?
I'd love the throw pink qualifying spot, but just placing in the top 5 I think will be good. So I keep my standards really low, so we'll just see what happens. But I think I have a good chance at placing, in that top quarter, which would be good.
Well, we'd love to see you out here in Colorado. Thank you so much for making the trip, and thanks for joining us in the press conference.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, we're here with the CTP Discs and Tap-In Lounge manager, Jason Rosenbaum. Jason, you're also the starter here for the 303 Open. Tell us a little bit about this facility, this business, and how you guys got involved supporting the 303.
Well, like Kyle said earlier, Barry has been a supporter for the last few years, doing a lot of whole sponsorship and other sponsorships. One of the main sponsorships this year. So what we try and do here is create a better experience for the disc golfer. Where we're sitting right now, we normally have a couple of baskets, and we do putting leagues 2-3 times a week. And, we got some good bartenders serving up some good drinks and just trying to create a good experience for the disc golfer.
Well, the facility really is impressive. Tell us a little bit about the evolution. I understand it started just as a disc shop and has grown since then.
Yeah, we were in a much, much smaller location, probably about the size of this area right here. In December, we moved into this location to try and create, a good facility. Thinking about getting some cameras so we can analyze form and, offer lessons right out of the shop.
Tell us a little bit about the disc golf scene and the disc golf business in Denver. It's come a long way. How are you guys feeling about where the sport's at in Denver and where it could go?
It has come for leaps and bounds over the last few years. When I moved out here in '99, there wasn't even a disc shop in the Denver metro area. You had to go all the way up to Fort Collins to the Right Life to get any kind of disc. So, I started my own little disc company, then joined in with another person, and we started High Country Disc Golf, and we used to run a bunch of tournaments and sell discs across the state and what have you. And then, it just started blowing up, and tournaments got bigger. I mean, you have to be finger on the button to get into the registration for most of these tournaments nowadays. So a lot of people, they're running pro-ams just to accommodate so many people. I think Spring Fling is in a few weeks, and they had to make 2 courses out of 1 course just to accommodate all the amateurs and then have a pro day. The amount of people that have come out, especially during the COVID times, bringing those people out has just been amazing for the sport.
That's incredible. So I understand that you have CTP has been a sponsor of the 303 Open for several years at a lower level, but this year stepping up as the presenting sponsor. Tell us about that decision. Is this the first event that you are representing as a presenting sponsor?
Yes, it's the first one that we are a full sponsor of as a big tournament. We've sponsored other tournaments a bunch of times as well, but stepping up this one, and kind of the reason why we moved to this location, because it's just down the street there, and we knew that there was going to be some great new things going on with that course, and a whole bunch of just awesomeness that Kyle's doing to that course. Got the new permission to get that land and everything like that, and it's going to be great. Can't wait to go play the course.
Well, we're excited to see it. Excited to see the change to the course. I understand that you maybe have known Kyle for even longer than 1999 when you started playing disc golf. So tell about you and Kyle.
When I moved back from the East Coast, I went to school with Kyle. I was in 2nd grade. He was in 1st grade. And our lives and paths have just kind of gone like this throughout there. We re-met again through high school. Then he came out in 1997 when I was still living in Chicago. He's like, hey, pick me up at my parents' house. We're going to go play Frisbee golf. I was like, what is this Frisbee golf you speak of? Sure enough, he had his computer out, looking up courses, and that was 97, and here it is 2023, and I'm still trying to be better at it.
Well, that's a cool story, and we definitely appreciate you building up, supporting disc golf in the Denver area, and can't wait to see what the scene looks like in the future.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be great. We're always putting in new courses, new tournaments, old tournaments coming back, and you're seeing a lot of people come out of the woodworks that I'd stopped playing for so long, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, you know what, this is kind of fun again. Their kids have grown up and out of the house, and they're like, yeah, don't have to be a dad. I can just come out and play and have a good time now. So, and then, it's just, there's so many people out here that are playing. It's just a great area to be from and play.
Oh, that's great. So, if you're in the Denver area, come check it out. CTP Discs Tap-In Lounge. It's definitely worth a visit. And Jason, thanks for everything. Good luck this weekend.
Welcome. Thank you guys for coming out and doing the filming. Appreciate it.
We're here with Tony Shootman. Tony, you're with the Rocky Mountain Soda Company, the official hydration partner of the 303 Open. Thank you for supporting the event. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Rocky Mountain Soda Company?
Yeah, Rocky Mountain Soda, Denver, Colorado. Make bubbly beverages for anybody and everybody. We make Rocky Mountain Sodas, delicious, carbonated, little bit of sugar in there, no high fructose corn syrup. So Definitely very good. And then we also have another sister brand, Colorado Best Drinks, which has a little bit, 20 milligrams of CBD in each can. So kind of let your nerves off when you're on the disc golf course a little bit better. And then we also have Lift the Libations, which is an alcoholic drink for the adults. Tea Time, Mule, the Mile High Mule, and then Swing Juice, and then we do a lemonade. So we do a lot of bubbly beverages for a lot of different people, different reasons, and now we're doing a bubbly beverage for disc golf.
Now, I know you've been supporting disc golf events for a while now. Tell us a little bit about how the company got into being a sponsor of disc golf, and what do you guys get out of it?
The owner, Drew Fulton, is actually is an avid disc golfer. He loves the sport, but he also has a company, so he has to run that. I've been an avid disc golfer for a while. Love supporting Kyle in the 303 Open. We have like 5-6 baskets in our warehouse, so the guys, when they're working, they're disking, getting better than me because I have to manage all the guys, and they get a putt and I don't. So I'm like, why don't you put at work? I'm like, I can't, sorry. But we also get out of just getting our logo out there, our sodas out there into the hands of people. They love them, and it's really great to see that it's like majority of the non-alcoholic beverages is what people are really liking, and the adults afterwards love the alcoholic beverages. So bubbly deliciousness is what we bring to the table.
Now, where are you guys currently distributing? Are you just in Colorado, or are you outside?
No, we're in Colorado. You can go online, RockyMountainSoda.com, and you can literally get a 12-pack, a case of soda, or a double case of canned soda sent to your door. These sodas that we have right here, these are actually just water. It's slightly carbonated water with a little bit of lime. There's a little QR code here for all the guys that are out here for 20% discount if they want to partake on some of that soda. And you don't have to live in Colorado to get our soda. You can get it online. We also do big distributions into California, Florida, all around. You can find us in Sprouts, King Supers, Safeway, a bunch of the local stores around here. And a lot of bars carry our stuff on the bag-and-box, which is the little soda fountain. You can find that a lot of places around Colorado.
Well, fantastic. And you said you and the company owner are avid disc golfers.
Yep.
In fact, I understand that you are playing in the 303 Open this weekend. So what division are you playing in?
MP40.
MP40, all right.
I just don't feel I can challenge myself to play with the open players, so I'm gonna stick with my guns and try to play with those guys tomorrow.
Well, what's the game plan, and what are your goals for your performance?
I want to hit par. If I can play par on that course, I walked it a handful of times. I love that course. I grew up with that course. Never played the course they have in this weekend. It's crazy. It's awesome. I love it. And we'll see how I do. I just want to par out, hopefully. That's all I can say, man. Just want to hit pars.
Well, Tony, we really appreciate you being here, supporting the event, playing in the event, talking to us in the press conference. Good luck this weekend, and thanks for all the support.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We are here with the tournament director, Kyle Maute. Kyle, congratulations on getting this far. The event starts tomorrow. I know it's a big lift. How are you feeling about things?
Let's go. This has been years before the homecoming back to where it all started. Stoked. Really, really ready for this to go.
It's a long-running event. The first 303 Open was in 2011.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that story, how the event has progressed over the years.
We started off with a mission of trying to bring the city of Denver and the state of Colorado kind of together as a whole, which is where we kind of came up with the name for the 303. This entire state, that was our area code when we started. So to bring it together, recognizing that, and our mission was to put Colorado on the map. We've been known as a Passover state for the tour for a while. We've had some A-tiers in here, people coming back out for High Plains Challenge for years, but it didn't seem like this was a stop for people. So that was our goal.
Now, Colorado does have a very impressive collection of touring players, but like you said, not a lot of presence on the tour itself.
Yep.
This event was a Silver Series event. What are your ambitions? Are you looking to get back on the tour?
I would love to. When we were a test event back in 2018, 2019, the course wasn't fully ready. And the recent support that the Parks and Recs Department at Highland Hills has been given since we came back from COVID has been a big press. And we took it up to Anheuser-Busch a couple years post-COVID as things were happening, hoping that the venue would make it. And it just didn't seem to pan out as we wanted. Some things became questioned with the property, and we were so happy to bring it back here.
It's back at Highland Hills.
Yep.
This course on the outskirts of Denver for the first time since 2019. Tell us a little bit about this property and the current configuration you've got set up for the event.
So back in the late early 1990s, the original 18-hole Badlands course was installed. It expanded to include another technical 9 holes known as the Blair Witch. As the 303 started to become a larger focus, they expanded, gave us some more room, a little bit more land to work with, and we just kind of built from there. The course and the property is now 2 18-hole courses that during the 303 we shut both of them down and create a large par 64 to par 68 layout, just under 10,000 feet this year.
Now, I know guys have done a lot of work on the course, some changes, actually a lot of changes from the last 303.
A lot of changes.
Tell us maybe about a few specific changes and in general, what were your goals with the changes to the course?
So some of the biggest changes are they gave us some new land to work with, and in that new land there's some very uncharacteristic style holes for Colorado, very technical back-to-back hallway shots that you just don't see in Denver. Scoring separation on those holes will be real, and it won't just be because somebody can throw far. Another one of the goals was to more appropriately balance it out for the pools. In the past, the B pool or the FPO division was playing the same layouts, and it just didn't provide the same separation or the same level of competition. So we've balanced it. We've morphed 2 different layouts onto the same style of configuration, and trying to really make it best for everybody who's out here playing.
We're holding this press conference right now here at CTP Discs Tap In Lounge. Tell us about this business and the relationship with the 303 Open.
So CTP has been a sponsor of the 303 Open since COVID, so for the last 3 to 4 years. Big support, and Barry Jennings had expanded his current business and brought him within blocks of everything we're doing at Badlands. So it just seemed to be a natural, logical, symbiotic relationship so that we could have things like this, highlight the course, highlight our supporters, and bring more highlight to the Denver community.
And I know one man can't put on an event like this. No. I know you have a great support staff, volunteers, local club. Can you tell us about the people who are helping you put on this event this weekend?
So many that I'm sure I'm gonna miss some names. So I appreciate all of you, but the ones I really want to focus on, Dan Pachone, he's listed as the assistant TD. He's one of 3 people who have been part of this event since the first day. He's been a player, and he's been on staff for the last 9 years. Heart and soul, he was out here digging the pins. We have all new pins. We have all new pin placements. We have all new baskets. And those all went in within the last 3 weeks. Him and his crew with Sean Gould, Sean Gower, J-Mo, couldn't have done it without Jeff Bullard. He's a disc golfer who also works for the Parks and Rec Department. And without his help, we couldn't have gotten this done. Jason Hefkin, Leonard Miller, my starter, Jason Rosenbaum. I mean, there's just so many people, hours and hours and hours, and still be watching it all come to head this weekend.
Kyle, part
Yep.
of being a tournament director is dealing with the unexpected, and unfortunately, that's already come your way this week. I know that you're dealing with a death in the family. You've told me that you may have to call on one of your close partners, Kyle Harrigan, to pick up some of the slack this weekend. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there?
Yeah. So a couple days ago, I found out that my father-in-law finally passed from a long hard battle, and I have to leave this event to be with my family and to celebrate his life. And yeah, Kyle Harrigan, who has been planning on playing this event for pretty much the last time we were here. He's been wanting to come back and play, and he is the best second man I could have ever had available, and he stepped down from playing the event so that he can take on the official TD duties, since I won't be here to fulfill through the weekend. And I cannot thank him enough.
Well, our hearts go out to you and your family, and we know Kyle will do a great job where he needs to fill in. So thank you for leaving the event in good hands.
Thank you. Thank you, Harrigan. I can't do any of this without you. We all owe you.
Well, the action kicks off within 24 hours. Real quick, what are your hopes? What are your goals to see this weekend?
Great weather, which has been all over the place for the last couple of weeks as we watch it. Good competition, smiles and spectators. You know, like these guys are here. They want to see what Denver has to offer, and it comes from more than just the course. It comes from the community and the support that they see, and the drive that we've already been showing. We just want to show it to the players.
I pass it over to Derek Skull.
Kyle Maute.
Derek Skull.
Derek Skull, Gatekeeper Media. How are you?
So
buddy?
happy to see you again. Welcome back.
Great to see you. So this is more of just kind of us taking some time to reflect a little bit. The first time that we had ever been a part of the 303 was the test year event.
Yep.
And it was at this course.
Yep.
We've had some involvement over the past couple years, pretty much every year since then.
Yep.
So I'd just love to kind of hear from your side of things about, working with a dedicated media team for events like this.
Wow. You guys were the first media team, and outside of NADGT Nationals, the only media team that I've worked with. And you guys have been great. You've shown me what the engagement really means and how to make the relationship work, because I don't understand it all. and I'm not going to pretend like I do on TV either.
Well, that's all I have for you. I really appreciate hearing
Let's just bump sets.
what Matt had in store for you before. But that's Derek Skull with Gatekeeper Media signing off with Kyle Maute.
Thank you, guys.